Okay, part number 4. Out the door. Right there. Got the little build plate. Take it off. I'm gonna knock the brim off. Oh yeah, that came off easy. All right, now we're gonna separate the. Oopsie. Yeah. We're gonna separate the brim from the bottom of the piece. All right, we got some support material here at the bottom. Let's see. Okay, it looks like it's just a little shelf on both sides, just like that other piece. So I should be able to kind of pry this up. I might need to put the camera down and use 2 hands, or maybe not. Just using my thumbnail to get in there and pull on this. Okay. This is the first one where the supports might require a tool to help remove them. Let me see if I can perch this. This may not work. Oh, it kind of worked. Okay. See if I can get in here with this little pokey knife. Like here. Or I mean scraper knife, not pokey. The anti-pokey knife. See if I can just separate. Oh, maybe. Oh yeah. It's interesting how it applies support. So here's what's confusing to me. It appears as though the whole bottom of this piece was removed just now. Okay. And it does appear that this all kind of looks like support structure because you can see how it's like porous. There's, 3 big gaps in this end, and there's gaps throughout here, and then there's so that end's filled in, but this is all gapped. I mean, so generally just looking at this, I want to say probably I'm pretty sure it all is support material, but it's unusual for this part to have an entire layer of support material printing underneath it. This is it's basically what they usually refer to as a raft, not a brim. So like whenever I print, I always try to use a brim usually because it holds the part of the build plate really good. But a raft is like basically like actually like a platform that prints first and then your part prints on the platform. So it's possible that I could have had raft selected in the slicer, but I don't think that's the case. Almost what I kind of think is the case just looking at this. Well, maybe not. I was gonna say I think maybe I just had it like up off the build plate a smidge, but like it was flat, but not flat like sitting down properly on the build plate. It was like floating up just a little bit in the air. So maybe this piece of support was necessary. I'm not, it's a little bit of a question mark just because I wasn't expecting that to happen. But let's see this. Let's make sure this is off good. Kind of get this little layer at the edge. It's got a little bit of like stranding. And then this also appears to be support. Yeah. So we'll kind of free that little insert. Okay. Oh, we getting there now. Okay. Let's go take this over to the table and compare it with the other one and see if that teaches us anything. See, I was expecting this to have a rail on top. Like, I almost wonder if we didn't tear it off, if it wasn't like actually inside this support material. But let's go look at that real quick. Maybe we can learn something from sitting it up next to the other one. Okay, here's the 2 parts. Maybe not, I'm not sure. So here's what makes sense and here's what don't, right? So my brain is trying to determine where to go. What it almost looks like happens, it looks like maybe whenever I was in MeshMixer cutting these files up, it looks like I might have accidentally truncated the top of this part, because just thinking about it, like what I remember looking like, I'm pretty sure the helmet, like the entire helmet, I'm pretty sure the entirety of the perimeter of the top of the helmet has this little ridge or raised rail on it. I want to say I'm about 90% certain that that actually like started over here and goes all the way around in an unbroken circle all the way over to this side. I could be wrong, but that's just what I'm remembering from looking at it. So I would be expecting to see this little raised ridge also on this part. Also, I know for sure when I was looking at this part, there was not this difference in height on the back. This was like one continuous thing that I sliced down the middle. So what it's looking like right now, like the highest probability of what I could probably explain happened here, this got truncated somehow. I could have did it accidentally and didn't realize that I did it whenever I was slicing the helmet into pieces. Or it's also possible that there was an error in slicer. See, like if I line these up, you can tell that the little like, whatever embossed section in the back, it's like, it lines up perfect on the bottom and it lines up perfect on the top. But then this helmet just runs out of helmet as you go up higher. So that's the next thing to do, is to look at the slicer and look at the parts in MeshMixer and try and see if I can figure out where we went wrong right there. Takeaways from this, check, double check, triple check everything to make sure that you really are doing what you think you're supposed to be doing and that all the settings are set like you intended them to be set. This probably, I'm just gonna make a prediction right now. This is probably gonna be my first actual like wasted part from this build, because, so like right here, I got my helmet, the 20% infill 2 perimeter walls helmet that we're working on assembling for our first fun thing together. This is actually like the very, very first part that I printed in video 1 or video 2, whenever that was. This guy has 100% infill, and I think it has 5 or 6 wall perimeters. So it's like a lot. It's noticeably heavier, and it's like, somewhat more sturdy. Maybe a lot more. We're going to do some testing later down the road to kind of like figure out how much structural integrity we gain by doing this 100% infill compared to this 20% infill. But long story short, so like this piece, even though it had like a little bit of an issue, there was a little bit of warping. It had some bacon curling effect happening at the bottom that I showed in the first video or the second video. It's still useful because we can still use it for testing and evaluation. This guy, this guy, we'll see. I'm gonna get a bucket up here for like reject parts and put some sticky notes on these so we can like keep in mind what failed on this part or that part going forward. So long story short, this is that was part number 4. I'm gonna basically deem it a failure at this time, just because until we do a little bit further investigation to try and figure out the source of the issue, even without all that, I do, just looking at it, I feel like this is an issue, and we're gonna have to go back to the regroup and figure out why that went down that way. So, okay, so I guess I'll just leave this here for now, and I will be back here tomorrow morning. Let me think. I should probably break out my computer and fix this problem and send that file back to print. But I don't have my computer out yet, and I don't want to do all that on camera. So I'll probably end this video and maybe run another one here in a minute where we figure that out. Okay, thank you.